teachers and students, an environment of love and contentment. We are an institution, a family unbroken. We are thankful to the Master up above. Another great day, another great day at school today. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring. It's a great day, a great day, a great day at school today. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's program, Enhancing Quality Education. This evening, I have a special guest with me, Miss Miko York, and she will introduce herself shortly. However, I would like us to know that we are live on the Spirit of Montserrat's Facebook page, and if you have any questions about tonight's program, you may call us at 491-7227 or 491-9064 or on WhatsApp 496-2885. We'll be happy to hear from you if something piques your interest. Okay, this evening, as I said, we have Miss Miko York with us. My name is Hyacinth Bramble Brown, the facilitator for today. And Miss York, can you share with our listeners something about yourself? And welcome to tonight's program.
Thank you for having me, Miss Bramble Brown. I finally got
Yes.
the name right. You know, it's interesting because when I was growing up, I grew up in St. Croix. I know a lot of people here are familiar with St. Croix. All I had was dial-up internet and this ginormous HP desktop. I don't know if you remember those. They needed like
Definitely.
a fan to cool down. And I used to actually tutor kids at Boys and Girls Club after school. And all I could think about when I'm using AI and working here at education is if I had AI, I could literally have a tutor to tutor 3 to 4 times the kids that I could tutor. So I'm very excited. A little bit more about me. I've been in data analytics for the last 12 years. I am a product of the Caribbean. So I've keynoted around the world, including places like Google, MIT, and Harvard. I worked with quite a few clients that I think are familiar. I work with Zoom, work with Shell, work with Amazon, and I've just been really blessed. I have about 2 million miles. So that should tell you everything you need to know.
Yes.
So I'm here tonight because I was invited by the Ministry of Education to help Montserrat educators get ahead of the AI curve. And as you know, Miss Bramble
Definitely.
Brown, you attended both trainings. I did 2 training sessions on AI in March, one for teachers, one for educational leaders, principals, ministry staff. And if I'm correct, we had ICT teachers and library
And
people
library,
in
yes.
there, correct? And you attended both?
I attended both.
Did you enjoy?
Definitely. And that's why we're here tonight, because I think we need to spread that word out there. You said something earlier in your introduction about the type of technology you were exposed to. But I remember even in my day, I had to go outside and turn a tall antenna.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, to zoom in to pick up television. So
Oh,
if
wow.
we had 2 channels,
Yes.
ABS and ZIZ, and we had to turn. And if the weather wasn't good,
You don't get it.
You're not getting anything. So a lot of our colleagues or my colleagues, they do agree with you that if we had the technology that we have now,
I'm telling
that
you.
we would have been farther on.
Yes.
And so we definitely need to share and make sure that all of us are aware. I think we have made AI a household term.
I
by
hope so.
now.
AI
By
stands for
now.
artificial intelligence. You
Yes.
always have to say it because
Yes.
you never know. So AI stands for artificial intelligence.
Yes, and that's
Yes.
our role, to share that and hopefully get persons to buy in.
I hope
the
so.
use
I mean,
of
AI
AI.
is for everybody, and it's one of those
Exactly.
things that are not going to go away. It's actually bigger than the dot-com boom.
Yeah.
Remember when the internet first came out?
Exactly.
And nobody knew what was happening? Well, AI is even
Yeah,
bigger than
bigger
that.
than
And
that.
so I hope tonight to give some good tips and values I'm hoping that we have parents listening, students, staff, anybody who's interested will be able to benefit from this.
Yes, I hope. I hope the same.
But before we get started, I need to say some thank yous because I know we're going to get in the heat of the talking and we're going to take calls. I'm monitoring Facebook for comments if anybody
Yes.
comments. So first, I want to thank you, Miss Bramble Brown.
You're
You have
welcome.
been awesome. And you haven't let me leave since I started. You asked me all kind of questions. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me here on this show and making this conversation happen, everybody. Thank you to Miss Beverly Menz for her guidance. I want to thank the Honorable Premier Ruben Mead. As you know, I met with him and his team for his enthusiasm and support. He loves AI,
Yes.
absolutely. Thank you to the Honorable Minister, Dr. Ingrid
Buffon.
Buffon, who championed it through the Ministry of Education. We know we're dealing with government. And of course, to the catalyst of all this, who initiated it, Honorable Minister John Osborne, which is
Yes.
where this started.
Perfect.
So thanks to everybody. I also wanted to say that it's excited to see United Alliance investing in the future of Montserrat. And then I want to thank Dr. Sami and of
Yes.
course Zuri,
Yes.
Zuri Duberry, for their support in the back end. As you know, you guys
Yes.
really helped to put it together and get everybody in the room. And also every educator who showed up for the sessions. Thank you for having an open mind and coming. And thank you, Montserrat, for having me, to be honest.
Yes, and we also should thank you since we're in the thanking mode because I'm telling you, the teachers all reported how excited they felt. Yes, and pleased with what you were doing. A number of
Okay.
them are trying it. Maybe one of these days we'll see if they're brave enough
Yay.
to come and say what they're doing. But yeah,
So
I
they're
think, I
happy.
think you've lit some fire, and what we have to do is keep it burning, and we definitely have to look at how the safety of using the technology at some point.
Well, I know something is happening because I can't go grocery store without a teacher not hugging me and kissing me.
Good.
All right, let's get started. So I just want to thank everybody and thank you again. I'm just humbled to be here.
Excellent. So my first question then would be, how should we say? How do you think parents, let's start with the parents?
Sure.
Yes. How do you think parents should speak to their children about the use of AI?
So that's a good question, but I actually want to take it a step back and first talk about how parents need to think about AI.
AI first. Okay,
Because
no
if,
problem.
listen, Miss Bramble, if you're on the internet, it sounds like AI is coming for your job, your house, your data. AI is literally the big bad wolf online. Do you agree?
Again.
And so if you're on social media, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't download this thing on my phone. It's going to become an iRobot and download my phone and all kind of craziness. So the way to think about AI, and this is how I think about it, is AI is basically, again, like the internet in the early 2000s, okay? So parents don't need to be techie to teach their kids AI. That's the difference. With the internet, you need a little bit more technical knowledge. You don't need to be techie to share the internet or to share AI with your kids. And so I think the way parents need to think about it is just a tool to help them think a system. It's an assistant that basically doesn't get tired. And it can do anything. You know, remember I told you what I told the class? I told them when I'm hungry, I will take the ingredients I have because I'm cooking challenge. I'm always in the eating department. Okay? So I will take the ingredients I have, take a picture of it,
Yes.
and ask AI. I said, look, I'm in the Caribbean, so give me Caribbean recipes. What can I cook with this? And it will literally give me recipes, preferably Trini recipes because I'm half Trini, but it will give me recipes and I will cook. So AI is very useful for everything. It's not just. So I think, first of all, before parents even approach their kids, I'm going to give them some steps that they themselves should download the app, ask it some basic questions, and just get comfortable.
Yeah. And you said something to us when you were training that is about the prompt.
Yes.
So if you're going to ask for AI to show you what to cook,
Yes.
you may want to say how long you want the recipe to take to
Absolutely.
produce and things like that.
So that's one of the things with AI, right? AI is only as good as the question that you ask. And that was the whole premise of our
Yes,
training. And a lot of people in the training, when I did the prompt formula that I gave you guys, was like, oh, I don't think I was using this correctly.
Right.
Right? And so that goes back into what is AI. AI is great. It's basically a system that is trained on a bunch of data, okay? It's a tool. However, it can only give you as good an answer as your question. So if you ask it a bad question, it will give you a bad answer and it doesn't know better. And if you don't know better, both of you are lost. So case in point, go back to the food. So if I'm hungry and I say, you know, I'm hungry, these are my ingredients, I typically write in and I have 20 minutes to make a meal.
Make a meal, yeah.
and I want it to be healthy.
Exactly.
So don't tell me put in all this sugar and all it. I don't eat all that stuff anyway,
Yeah.
right? So I give it some boundaries and then I say, so help me understand how I can get this to go quickly. And it gives me a few recipes and says, and then it even says, well, switch this out since you're low carb, gluten free. I don't eat rice. I don't eat any of that stuff. Yeah. So you have to be very careful with how you're prompting it.
So go back a little for those who may be hearing us for the first time.
Sure.
We're saying artificial intelligence, but AI has other engines.
Yes.
What are some of those engines?
When you say engines, what are you
like
talking about?
Chat GPT tools and other tools.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk. We skipped over the what is AI and what is not. So when it comes to AI, there's a few tools that people have heard of and those that are very prevalent. And I'm going to recommend a few. So case in point, most people listening may or may not have heard of ChatGPT.
Yes.
It is by far the first tool that came out in like 2020, I think it was, or 22, I think it was. And so everybody can download it on their phone. It's free. And basically the quick way to use it is just treat it like Google. Whatever you're going to ask Google, you ask ChatGPT. And you realize that it's way more intelligent and smarter and comes back with better answers. My favorite tool, however, we've had this talk.
Yes.
I don't mess with ChatGPT. When you
love Claude.
graduate, I mess with Claude. And Claude.ai is a boss, and I'm never leaving it. So Claude.ai is what I live. I will go to the tomb with that one until it changes. That's what I use personally. It's a competitor of ChatGPT, and in my opinion, it's superior to ChatGPT.
How you spell that, Claude?
Claude is CLAUDE.ai.
Okay.
Then you have another tool that a lot of professionals like called Perplexity.ai, just how it sounds.
Yes.
And what that tool does, and I actually recommend people who are starting, if they want to really see all the different types of AI, it basically is like a search engine for all the AI tools. So it has in Claude and ChatGPT and a bunch of other AI tools. So when you put in a question, it auto selects which one to get an answer from.
Okay.
So it's quite nice. So if you ask for image, it might pick ChatGPT instead of Claude because it's detected this is the better AI to use. So I also recommend Perplexity.ai for people that maybe are not sure and they want to get a feel because it'll pick which AI tool to use for you.
Okay. So you open Perplexity.
.ai.
.ai.
Yes.
And then you ask it a question.
Yes.
And it will
Pick.
choose the appropriate
Yes, it'll
tool,
pick
the
which
appropriate AI tool to
AI
use.
tool to use. And it has others and like 6-7 others that I'm not mentioning in there, not to make it complicated.
Yes,
So I
understood.
actually recommend people try it. And again, all these tools I mentioned, you can go in your phone, go in the App Store, download it right now,
Yeah.
sign up free with your email and just start asking it questions like you do in Google.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've said what AI is. Did we say what AI is not? Have you said that yet?
We have not said it. So
Okay.
what AI is not, it's not the big green dinosaur and it's not magic.
Okay.
It may feel like magic.
I was gonna think
It
so
does.
too. Yeah,
It does. It moves at a speed. And it's also, this is so important, Ms. Bramble Brown, and I taught this in class, it's not always right. My goodness gracious. That is why it's so important you're not just using it for your homework. AI lies, okay? It literally lies. There's actually something called AI hallucinations. And so AI generates information that sounds confident and well written, but it's actually very wrong.
So critical thinking must be a part of your
You have
use.
to use your brain. And so there's actually a good example of that, right? I had written this out. There's a professor in Texas, right? Who his students, they basically generated their essays and he wanted to check if they plagiarized it. Listen to this. So he went to ChatGPT and said, read these essays, are they plagiarized? ChatGPT told him yes. So he wanted to fail the entire class. Turns out the students went back because it was such a volatile thing. You can't fail your entire English class.
Yeah.
They went back and the students showed him, no, we didn't. And they showed him the timestamps of their work and stuff. Turns out that ChatGPT was actually wrong, but telling him what he wanted to hear.
Oh, that's not good.
And so it went all the way up to the school board. You understand? And I say that because, we're at a place where kids are using it for homework and you can see it, but that's not always the case.
Yes,
But if ChatGPT detects that you want to find plagiarism, it will give it to you. So you have to be very specific with it. Otherwise, it will lie. That's called a hallucination.
Yeah.
Right? And You want me to give the boyfriend example? I know we're on the radio.
Well, we have to keep it clean. 'Cause
Okay.
Sadiq is listening, and I don't want him
Sadiq
to
is-
write a song on us.
I'll write a song on us.
Christmas.
Okay, because I've given an example of how to test its lying in the class, and everybody giggled. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
But there's the golden rule for this, and I want to leave people with this is that AI should never be the last set of eyes. There's a golden rule. That's why human judgment still matters. And it says here, a human should always check the work before it goes out.
Makes sense.
Period.
Makes sense.
That's end of story.
Right. So
I
it
don't
should-
care how good it looks. If it gives you a link, click on the links. Sometimes the links are broken, right? If it cites statistics, remember in the class what happened?
Yes.
They were wrong.
Yeah.
But they look right.
Yes.
Because they were in the range. And when you ask ChatGPT, remember in the class when we said pull up the scores, when you ask ChatGPT, is this correct? Give me the link. It says, oops, I'm sorry. Let me find the link and update the report. You remember that? So it hallucinates. It lies. So you have to make sure you understand that you're asking the right questions and you're asking it, telling it don't hallucinate, and also show me the link where you get this data.
Right.
And if it's lied to you, it will actually apologize and say, oops, I made a mistake. I fabricated it.
Okay. So we have, just like other things, you have to be thinking and reasoning,
Yes.
but it will also cut down the time in which you produce work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the gains in terms of time and efficiency is insanity. And that's why I'm passionate about this and why I'm
Yes.
here. We're going to
Yes.
get into that, right?
Yes.
What used to take parents' letters, doing budgets and all this stuff, with the right prompt, ChatGPT can do this stuff within seconds. Seconds. You know that. We did it in the class.
Yes,
Parents'
definitely.
letters, taking the letter and turn it into 3 languages, Spanish, whatever it is. It can do it in seconds, right? So if you understand how to safely use it and what to do with it, you can absolutely have huge gains from it. But you have to make sure, like I said, you don't get lazy and your brain shut down.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right? And your critical thinking goes away and you
away.
think, oh, it looked good. I scanned it. I'm just going to send it
Yes.
off.
No.
You're going to expose
You
yourself.
need to read it over and check for
Check
errors
everything.
and definitely check to make sure that there are no hallucinations.
Yes, correct. Yep. So that's very important.
Yeah, definitely. So just say a little more why you think Montserrat should not just sit and let AI run away and be do nothing. Any comments on
I
that?
have some personal comments, but I'll stick to the ones in my notes.
Okay.
I have some thoughts about this 30-year retreat.
Yeah.
I've been here for 2 years. I have some thoughts, but let me stick to my notes, yes?
Stick to your
It's a highly political year, so let me stick to my notes. I think, AI isn't coming. So the way I think about AI is that AI is like college, okay? So when you go to college, as you know, whether you're rich or poor, at the end of the day, everybody can come out and achieve great things.
Yeah.
AI has leveled the global playing field. We're back there again. Remember the internet when it came out and nobody knew what it was, or emails, how people were just making money? You remember that?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
no one actually knew what the internet was. So you could just put up a website, put up a page, people click on it and pay. You remember that?
Yeah.
Then they started getting scam and they started putting in security, and now Google just put you down because your page look fake. All these securities came in. AI is not there. AI is literally the free world.
Okay.
The sky is the limit. So when it comes to Montserrat as a whole, even beyond education, because Montserrat, in my opinion, is a bit behind, even for a smaller island, this has leveled the playing field, Miss Bramble Brown. It's not about small and big islands. It's about the one who moves first.
Yeah.
Because with AI, you have the capability to do things that bigger islands could do in record time and do it 10 times better than them and spin circles around them.
Once you're using the AI effectively.
Once you're using it effectively, right? So it's not about, and it's not even about increasing people. It's about this, using it, being effective, and putting it into motion. So I think that AI has a huge opportunity to transform this island in every aspect, from volcano to education to infrastructure to planning to, you can use it for everything across the board. And so I think if this island decides to jump on it, they can compete with bigger islands and not be considered just a small island. AI isn't just coming, it's here. And the fact that we're having this conversation is important because some islands are still trying to figure out whether to talk about it. Montserrat is not talking about it. The government of Montserrat said, let's do it. They were very, very strong. We had a meeting around when we talked about where should we go first. And the prayer is very clear, the kids.
Yes.
He said it flat. The kids. He said, let's get the kids going immediately. And it was execution. Let's get it done. So there's just a huge opportunity here for the society at any age. I don't care if you're older, you're younger. It's like college. There's no age limit.
And no cost as well. You have to pay for the internet.
Yeah, but the free takes you very far. You know, you're using the free
Yes,
tier.
I'm using the free.
And
But I'm
you're
talking
doing-
about the slight cost would be I need to have an internet or access to a laptop or
Yes,
desktop.
so
that
you
kind
do
of
need
cost.
some digital,
Yes,
you
yes,
need a
yes.
connection.
You need a
Yes.
connection.
A phone maybe with an app or a
Yeah,
laptop. Because you
yes.
can do a lot on your phone, as you
Yes,
know,
oh
right?
yes, that's true.
Or your laptop,
Yeah.
as a good example,
Yeah.
right? And once you do that, the sky is the limit.
Yes.
Literally. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because I look at Montserrat and I see all this stuff happening. And in my head, I'm thinking, I wish they would just call me. Let's just do AI. Let's rock and roll, let's do, because remember, AI basically is this unlimited knowledge database. So it goes out, scans the entire internet. I don't know if are you into movies?
Oh yeah.
Did you see
definitely.
Fast and Furious?
Definitely.
You know what
Several
I'm talking about
times.
with the girl with the curly
Isn't there
hair?
more than one?
There's tons of them. But did you
Yes.
see the one that they
The
call it the
first one.
Eye? No, there's one recently. One of the latest one, they call it the Eye.
No,
It was
I
a
haven't
system
seen
that
it.
accesses everybody's phone and it can see everything from anybody's phone. Did you see that
No,
one?
I didn't see the more recent ones.
The more recent
very
ones?
first ones that came out, I saw.
So I believe they call that the Eye. The kids would probably know.
Yes,
And
yeah.
what it did is it was a system where you could tap into it and make anybody phone a camera.
I haven't seen that one.
AI is basically that for data. So when you tap into it and ask it a question, it has this kind of unlimited knowledge base to go way beyond in any country, anywhere, any data that's available online, and bring back that knowledge and say, here's what I found, and here's the best thing for you to do. We need to be doing that in every single element of the society. Montserrat has no excuse to be behind anymore.
True. True. So what can we say to our parents then?
So I think in terms of the parents, here's a few things I recommend. So beyond them, so there's a few things. First, I think they need to download ChatGPT on their phone.
Okay.
Okay, ChatGPT, ChatGBT.
We have a call? Okay. Good evening. Can we help you?
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Brammer Brown. Good evening to your panel.
Good evening.
Your discussion is something that I am very scared of to certain aspect as a father and as a human being and user.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to get at is that AI to me as a digitization tool
Mm-hmm.
is gonna cut down labor.
Mm-hmm.
People is gonna cause less people to work and AI to do the work. Because I've seen AI lately in December. I'm a singer. I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
I see AI singing calypso. I see AI doing arrangements. I see AI doing a lot of things that human beings normally would have done. And I see AI now doing work that 9, 10, 20 men would have been doing. But I'm really scared to know what's gonna happen in the future with the labor market and digitization and AI. It has its good. We have seen it. There's some good in it, very good things in it. But my issue with AI is the labor market. It's going to cut down significantly because AI could do the work that 20 men could have done. That's my concern.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment. That's a very good concern, and that's exactly why we are here. Because we don't want you to fear AI. Instead, what we want is for our students and our parents to embrace it and use it positively. AI will definitely take over and do manual, anything that can be done, like adding and multiplying, anything that can be done easily, repetitious, anything repetitious it will do. So therefore, what we have to teach our children is how to use AI and change the way they work. So I am going to let the professional here speak, but definitely it's not something to be scared of. Instead, what we have to do now is open our minds, recognize what it can do, and use it effectively so that we have more time to think, more time to plan, more time to reason. Instead of sitting there now writing a report, you let AI could write that report for you and you read it over, edit it, You don't just let it write it and then you leave it as that. You have to critically go over it and ensure that it has, and I can even give you ideas of things that you can try, positive legal things I'm talking. And so that is why we are having this conversation, because we don't want the public to be scared of AI. AI is out there. If Montserrat doesn't embrace AI, we will be left behind. One of the things we're pushing from our end is, hopefully, and it's not going to happen right away, is for us to we produce the tools instead of just users of the tools. But right now, we have a tool that we have to use effectively. And I'll turn over to Miko for her to comment also on your worry.
Yeah, I think I didn't catch the gentleman's name, but thank you for the concern. So there's a few things I want to address because I hear this very often, and people say AI is coming for my job.
Yes.
Let me level set that like I did in the
Yes.
class. AI is not coming for your job, it's coming for your task. And if you use it correctly, it's going to help you to work smarter and not harder.
That's good.
So what's going to evolve is that the jobs are going to change. They're not going away. You're going to be doing something different. So it kind of reminds me of when Henry Ford, it's a famous saying though that he debunked it, where he said, if I had asked them if they wanted to move faster, I think he said something like they would have said, give him more horses or something, right?
No,
He would
yeah,
never
horsepower.
give him more horsepower. He would have never invented the car. You understand? So in that sense, I feel like a lot of people are afraid of AI because they feel it's eliminating jobs, when in fact, it's actually freeing up time for people to work faster, smarter, and it's actually creating new work. Because I go back to saying again, AI is only as good as the human who trains it and uses it. Right? So I know what he's talking about. There was a AI artist who just got a $2 million deal. But guess what? There's a young lady behind it working like a beast to make that artist come to life.
Yes.
You understand? And she has a team that's probably helping her bring it to life. What they don't have to do is dress up somebody and deal with all of their nonsense maybe and all of their this and that. There's an AI figure, but there's people behind the scenes still making sure the music is good, her voice is good, etc. So I think when people think about AI, they need to remember AI is coming for your task. It's not coming for your job. And just like how when the internet came out, just like how when the car was invented, just like how they were plowing horses when they were doing agriculture, now we have machines. The work has changed, but it hasn't necessarily gone away. As a society, we have to evolve.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It definitely makes sense to me. I hope the caller is hearing. I just want to comment on something else he said
Sure.
about the persons in Christmas using AI to write their songs. It sounded as if they just asked AI for a song and then just used it and then adjust it, because
They didn't prompt properly.
that's
why-
again, you can answer that.
Yeah, so when you see that type of stuff where it's just blatantly AI and it's some of it is tasteless, unfortunately it's a lack of training on AI and prompting. And Miss Bramber Brown, you know that now for a
Yeah,
fact.
definitely.
That was our entire class was focused on teaching people how to prompt AI properly,
Yeah.
so that it's a mixture of your brain, your understanding combined with technology, not a full dependency on it. Right? When you do a full dependency on it, like some people, for instance, had made comments to me when we were doing the class saying, oh, I didn't like some of the AI pictures I saw for the sports day. And I said, okay, but I think they tried to at least include kids that look like Caribbean kids. You understand? So there was a little controversy. What happened to our real kids? Just use our real kids. So I think there has to be some leniency, but at the same token, again, I think that the way that people think about it is fear of jobs. Don't focus again. I'm going to go back to that on, I'm going to be replaced. How can I work smarter and harder? Give my admin task and other tasks to AI so I can actually focus on the things AI can't do and add value. That's what the focus should be on. And so with the Christmas songs, it's a lack of understanding how to prompt properly. Had they prompted it properly and put some heart into it and say, you know what? I'm not a singer. I used to chant when I was younger. But if you came in and said, I wrote a little thing here, AI. Let me put it in here. And the heart of it is I want the island to feel my heart and understand me and do a little bit more work. You would have gotten a completely different result. AI would have seen what you were trying to do. You can also put in calypsos you did in previous years.
I was just going to say that's what was
you,
missing.
You learned that, yes.
Yes.
And you could say, here's what we did in previous years. Here's what maybe worked. Here's my style. Here's my tone. Here's my song. AI will take all of that information and say, okay, Now I have some context of who you are, what you've done, and what you want to accomplish. Here's an idea of it. I guarantee you they did not do that.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree, and that's now based on the knowledge that I have. But,
Yes, what you learned in the class.
Yes, but that's why we're here again. We have that responsibility because it was a good thing that they tried to use AI. What's the bad thing is that it wasn't used effectively, and so
Properly, that's right.
the songs came out generic.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're gonna use it, you gotta prompt it correctly. And I like where you said you upload to it context of how you sound and
Yes.
and how in the past you have produced, and even probably how you would like to improve. Yeah.
Yes, AI is an accelerator, but you have to work. You still have to use your brain. You still have to tell it who you are, like we did in the class. You have to tell it what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
I hope that helped. I know the caller went. Hopefully, we get some additional questions. That was a great question. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
You kind of hit the nail on the
On the
head.
head.
Yeah, so if anybody has questions, let us know. That was good.
Yes. Safety basics.
Well, let me,
Anything
yes,
to-
with the
for
parents. So here's what I recommend. Here's what I recommend with the parents. So the first thing is that when it comes to safety, you know how I feel about data, but I'm still gonna say it. Tell AI to never you can tell your children to never give AI their real name, their school's name, their addresses, their personal photos. And I say that kind of half and half because they're already doing it online on Instagram.
Well, that might be something we need to
It's
look
not
at
just
as well.
AI. You got to tell them
Yeah.
don't do it, period.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
understand? So it extends beyond that. Also, I think anything that, and they need to just understand that anything that they put in gets stored in the AI models. Very, very important. It becomes part of the training, which means the whole world has access to it. AI has over, I think, 700 million users right now. So if you think about that, whatever data you put in, almost 1 billion people have access to it at any time, anywhere in the world. So you need to be careful with that. Also important for parents, AI is not a lawyer or a doctor. It can definitely give you recommendation and advice, and I use it. I'm very into holistic health, so I use it. But again, I go back to it saying, tell me where you got this information from. Make sure you claim it. It's not also a lawyer. You still need to get real legal advice. It can give you some ideas, but you need to make sure. So I think for parents, that's important. Now, I want to give parents, before we move from them, 3 questions to ask their child,
Okay.
right? After they've tested it themselves. 1, they can start by just saying, did you use AI today? Right? For your homework. Yes, mommy. No, mommy. Daddy. Yes, daddy. No, daddy. Okay. Ask them, did you check if it was true?
Yeah.
You have to ask them the
Yeah.
question. It probably like, what do you mean check if it's true? Did you actually check? And then that will become a learning moment.
Yeah.
Right? For you to say, well, I listened to this radio show, and you need to actually ask it, give me the links and show me where you got this information. And hopefully they're like in the class we saw when it was wrong. And then you ask them to me the last question, can you explain the answer to me without AI?
Yeah.
Because
So
we're
that
not
they'll actually
breeding
learn
we're not
something.
breeding Caribbean dodo heads.
No, definitely not.
Right? We need you to think. So you ask them, can you explain it to me? And if they say they can't, then I'm going to give you the prompt for them to understand how to tell them how to have AI teach them how they got the answer. Use AI as a tutor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my advice for parents.
What?
Oh.
Another caller.
Oh,
Good
good.
evening. Oh, we lost them? Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Welcome.
evening.
I kind of tuned in late, but I have a question about your topic.
Okay.
My question is, what does the future of teaching and learning for a beneficial and productive individual as they move forward in this realm of artificial intelligence and instant information? How does the curriculum, or how would the curriculum have to change to make productive individuals coming out of school?
Very good question.
That's a great question.
That's one of the transformation measures that we'll have to take in Montserrat, and I'm sure right across the world. And if we don't do it, we will not be effective in producing persons or citizens to live effective in the world today. We definitely have to do some training of our teachers so that they too can embrace and enhance the...
We did.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm answering the person.
We did.
Yes, we did. We started, but I don't think we're done. my co-host here is saying that we have started, but I think we're gonna have to do more. We
Yes.
we we, we just touch the surface. So one of the things is to train our teachers to embrace and to use the technology effectively. Another thing is to rewrite the curriculum so that teachers and parents understand um, how to impart knowledge in a different way, different to
Can
chalk. Hello, go ahead. You're stopping me. Go ahead.
can you? I'll go offline now. But can you give some examples, such as
Mm-hmm.
we already see that writing is kind of fading away. Children are not able to write anymore because everything is touch screen and voice interpretation and that sort of advanced technology, and how some of what we do today would not be valid in 10 years' time. Just give me
Some
some
of what we
examples. If
do
you could
today.
throw some examples.
What do
Thank
you
you.
mean when you say some of what we do today is not going to be valid? Just expound on that for me.
Because of the advanced nature of technology, where we have humanoid AI robots now that would be able to come into your house and take care of your daily chores,
Okay.
or go onto a job site and monitor what work has been done. They already have humanoid robotic technology that does this in other parts of the world, and some jobs would definitely not be needed anymore, and people would have to retrain in different um, fields, because that type of work would have already, would have been gone. It's like when I first went to school, they had desks with holders for ink, and they use tip pens. But by the time I was at school, there were pencils readily available for everyone, and pens readily available for everyone. So some things do have to fade away. I
Yes.
would like some examples of what your thoughts are on tasks that
Mm-hmm.
people do on an everyday basis that they would no longer have to do or consider doing.
I have a few.
Go ahead.
So I
Oh,
think there's a
thank
few.
you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much. That's a great
question.
question. So
Yeah.
I have a few examples, some of which we touched on in the class.
Yes.
So things like report cards, right? Instead of having to necessarily write like individual comments and stuff like from scratch, you can give AI your notes on each student and it can draft individual comments within 30 minutes. And then you can edit and personalize it. I think one of the obvious ones and one that I noticed they take advantage of a lot in Montserrat is lesson planning. So you can go in AI and say, hey, I need a 45-minute lesson plan on photosynthesis for 13 years old with mixed abilities, and it will be done in 2 minutes and you can just tweak it. I think also parent communication. This is all stuff we touched on, right?
Yes.
Parent letters that you need to send out for whether individual or not, whether it's a behavior update letter, a meeting follow up. You can have just give AI your basic thoughts, like, Miss Bramble Brown, I'm writing you about your 12-year-old. They're behaving a lot better. They've achieved better grades. Just put those bullets in, and AI will draft the rest. You can even upload the test or whatever, and it will draft the rest, right? I think that. Oh, we have another call. Let me finish real quick. And I think that also professional development of teachers. This is what I'm
Yes.
excited about.
Yes.
Is
We
that
have to do
if
that.
it's done correctly, you can actually forget training just the students. You can use AI to accelerate the teaching methods of the students. I mean, of the teachers,
Of the
right? And
teachers.
help them to learn so that everything is up to date with the curriculum. So again, I go back to the fact that to me, it's taking away the grunt work. You may not have to format a spreadsheet or format a letter anymore, but if you put it into AI, you can just move a lot faster.
And have more time for evaluation of what the data is saying.
And more time for the
And-
students, Miss
and
Bramble Brown.
That's
You
where I'm
need to
going.
be able to work with the students.
You have to collect the data. Let's see what that,
Oh, sorry.
that
It's a
person is
caller.
saying, and then good evening. Is he still there?
Good evening again, Ms. Brown.
Good evening.
Good evening again to
Good
your
evening.
panelists.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about the good side of AI now.
Okay.
I am a visually impaired person, and I use something called Seeing AI that read my emails and all my documents.
Beautiful.
That is what I love about AI. I'm not going to be one who's going to be scared about the jobs and all of that. And I'm saying to you, while I was in the UK, I got a hand of Seeing AI that once I open the app, it reads my emails out loud, reads anything I wanted to read. And it helps me as a visually impaired person very, very well. So that's where I am going to be a fan of AI rather than be scared of it and the
Yes.
jobs that you're going to take up. So
Yes.
AI is doing good for me as a visually
Yes.
impaired person.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. Let me go back to the person who was worried about writing. Those skills of reading and writing and numeracy cannot be left out of the curriculum, you know. We're not pushing that at all. What we're saying is that we will retrain and
Yes.
constantly train our teachers and parents so that we can embrace the adequate and effective use of the AI tools so that writing, reading, and arithmetic, numeracy, can become better, more improved. And in order, we cannot run away from the fact that it will help us, the technology will help us to do that. Last week's program spoke about our students going on the devices for too long. We're not going to allow them to be on the devices for too long. But we have to teach them to write. We have to teach them to read and understand.
Yes.
Because not just call the
Critical.
words, read and understand. And now they have AI tools that can help us to teach them
I'm gonna get into
French
that.
and Spanish. Oh, you're getting
I'm
into
gonna-
that?
yes.
Okay, so that's...
But I wanted to add something to what you're
Yes,
saying,
yes.
Ms. Bramble Brown. When I think about this, I don't know if you remember when calculators came out.
Yes,
You
I
remember?
definitely
And teachers were like, no calculators.
Yes.
You're not going to put in 2 plus 2 and get 4 and don't know how to count.
Yeah.
I want you to know to do it on your fingers. I want you to know, right? And the reality is what happened, right? The whole thought was, oh, kids won't learn, they have calculators. They still learn math, right? At the end of the day, you put it in the calculator, but you still have to know how you got to the answer. So I see AI is kind of like that right now. Obviously, it's a bit more accelerated, but again, it reminds me of that where we thought, oh, this is not, the kids are not going to learn. They're still learning. So
Okay.
it's all about how you, because remember, when I got to college, I remember there was some classes that let you use a calculator. You know why? Because the math that you had to do wasn't important. It was the steps you had to take.
Right.
That's the more advanced math.
With the calculator, this is my area, so I'm
Yes.
not going to stray away, but I'm saying with the calculator, we did in the system also had errors there. And I'm
Yes.
hoping the whole idea is for us not to repeat
Yes,
the errors
calculator
that,
age.
that happened during calculator age
Yes.
with AI. And so we have to make sure that our teachers are ready, our parents are ready,
I agree.
Montserrat is ready, and so that we're not left behind.
Yes. And always remember that even if they use AI, and I know we're going to get to the students, when you get to the test and you don't have it, if your homework is 100% and your test scores are 30%, you are only cheating yourself.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yes. So you're ready to go to the students now?
Yeah, whichever
Okay.
direction you want to
So
go.
let's look at the students then.
So I think there's an exciting opportunity for the students. And I keep saying that, like, I was a tutor in Boys and Girls Club on my island on St. Croix for many years. I tutored a lot of kids. I love math. Can't spell to save my life. You know that. You've seen my text. I cannot spell. There's no spell check that's going to save me. So I'm more on the creative, visual, analytical side. Anyways, so, when it comes to using AI as a student, one of the things I recommend the students do is instead of just telling it to do the work, there's actually a mode that you can activate in AI, and it's called like a study and learn
Study
mode.
and learn. Yeah.
Now, it used to be a separate tool, and I hope the teachers are listening. Now, 2 days ago, they embedded it in, so it's all about how you prompt it.
Yes.
So instead of telling it, hey, just write this paper on photosynthesis, you want to say words like teach me, quiz me, walk me through the lesson.
Yes.
And it actually transforms into a tutor mode. So I recommend for students, instead of asking to do the homework or the math problem, whatever it is, tell it, you can say, yes, do it, give me the answer, but then go back and say, can you teach me how you got to that?
Yes.
And it becomes a tutor, and it actually starts interacting with you. So if you think about it, essentially, every child in Montserrat can have a free tutor 24/7 on their phone or on their devices.
on their laptop.
All they have to do is log into ChatGPT and say, teach me, quiz me, walk me through it. Those are the prompts that you use.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Introduce the study. That's that one. The difference between AI homework and AI that was understood. You
Yeah,
mentioned
so I'll expand on that as well.
Yes, please.
I also want to make sure I expand and tell people that, like, in terms of AI, there's a difference between AI did my homework That's cheating yourself, right?
Yeah.
I just shoved in some prompts, they tell me photosynthesis, and I moved on. Versus AI helped me to understand the concept so I could do my homework. Now you're getting intelligent, right? That's called smart studying.
Yes.
That's not cheating, right? And so again, I recommend one way replaces your brain, the other way actually trains your brain. And so again, we go back to those prompts. I hope the kids are listening. Type in now, teach me this, teach me that. It's a whole different prompt. In addition, I know the kids are using it for homework, but you can use AI to do all kind of things. I know we have, when I first came here, I remember I sat down at Grand Phoenix. And a lady who was an expat said something to me. She said, did you know that Montserrat has the most, she said, master degrees per capita in the entire Caribbean? This is one of the most intelligent islands. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I did not know that. And I said, really? She said, yeah, I've been here for over 40-something years. And I did not know that myself. She's from England. So I say that because you can use AI, and I encourage the students, not just do your homework. It can be used for research projects, design a business plan, doing all kind of projections for your project. The sky's the limit now. Don't limit it to just write my paper. Come on, we're better than that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have a little business idea. You want to do your little social media. You can use AI to help you put up a little business plan. Right now, they have the agricultural loans. I'm speaking to the
Yes,
adults.
yes.
You can go into it and say, this is what I'm, before you approach the Ministry of Agriculture, whoever it is for the loan, you can go in and say, here's my idea. I'm in Montserrat, West Indies. You have to say
Yes,
West
West
Indies,
Indies.
otherwise you end up in Guatemala. Here's what I want to do. You can even get pictures and say, here's what I'm working with, whether it's the land, the fridge, here's the location. Tell me based on what you know, what I should do here and how my business plan should look. There's no excuse. And it
There's
will
no
help you to
excuse.
draft it for you. So the kids I know here are very ambitious. You can use it for research, summarization, preparing. I saw recently that the exams actually
I was just
allow
gonna
it.
Yes. There's a discussion that CXC.
No,
is-
it's approved.
Yeah, but I think it's 20%. They're gonna check to make sure that it's just about 20%, and they're talking about the SBAs, school-based
Yes.
assessment.
Yes.
But as you were speaking, I thought you were going to say that the students who are getting ready for the CSEC and the CAPE exams, maybe that area that was taught to them that they
Yes.
still are having an issue with. That's what you ask. You ask AI.
Teach me.
Yeah, teach
Walk
me
me
this,
through.
walk
Quiz
me-
me.
yeah.
Yes. And I do it too. So
Yeah.
when I want to learn a topic, I literally say, okay, I need help. I need you to teach me this. Don't just give me answers.
Yeah.
And it goes in and it starts battering with me. Okay, what do you think about this? And why did you think that? It asks me questions back. It says, what do you think? And I answer it and it says, why did you think that? And it helps
Yeah.
me think through. So I agree with you. When it comes to the exams, they can start to use it to help train themselves. Ask questions. Look at what you got wrong in your practice and say, here's how I thought about it. Where did I go wrong? And AI will tell you. Yeah, it will tell you where you went wrong. So you can have, again, every single child in Montserrat has a free tutor.
Yep.
That is literally the way to think about it. A free tutor sitting on their phones. Yes.
Okay. Miko, we have spoken to our parents and our students. Now let's turn to our teachers and school
Yes.
staff. How can they actually use AI in the classroom without feeling replaced or overwhelmed?
So I know we have a few minutes, so
Yes.
this is the one I want to hit on the head.
Yes,
So
please.
I first want to speak to the teachers because I had a great time with them. I was
Yeah.
very entertained. We had fun in that class. And I want to tell them that the reality is that AI cannot manage a classroom. It can't mentor a struggling student. It can't read the room. Okay? Talking about EQ, emotional intelligence and quotient, you still need humans. You need,
You need
teachers.
teachers.
When I come school and my face long, I need to just sit next to me and say, are you okay? AI cannot do it. Look in my eyes, and when I say I'm good, and it says, no, you're actually not.
Yep.
Okay, AI is not going to replace that stuff. I know there's places like China who started to replace teachers with AI, and guess what they concluded recently? You need AI and the teacher.
Teacher. Yeah.
They literally were experimenting with just AI in the classroom. The kids aren't their
Yeah.
EQs are dropping. Right? So it's not replacing. So I think when teachers think about it again, I'm gonna reiterate, it can help you think about what eats up your time today. Going back to report cards, worksheets, lesson planning, rubrics, all this stuff you need to create from scratch. 2, 3, 4 hours of work after work.
Exactly.
If you
AI can do a whole
I'm telling you, in 20, 30 minutes
Yeah.
while the rice done cook.
You
From the time you put on the rice and you finish, AI has literally with a couple
yes,
correct
write
prompts
your lesson plan
has
for the
write
term.
everything for you. You review it and you go to bed. So the way you think about it is no AI, and I don't want to. Nobody wants to be taught by a robot, right? I think there's a generation coming who will be accustomed to that. But for the next foreseeable future, we still need teachers, but we need teachers focused on the kids, and AI frees up time,
Yes.
so you have the energy
Yes,
to
that
focus on the
personal
kids,
effect.
not formatting a letter and sitting down, busting your brain trying to translate it into Spanish or building a Rubik from scratch. On top of it, AI can enhance the learning because you can tell it, show me what they're doing in Antigua, show me what they're doing in Trinidad, what they're doing in Jamaica, and help how can I use that here? And immediately it will pull information. So you can enhance what you're doing. So no teacher is going away. We love our teachers. Like one of my first books, I dedicated it to one of my teachers who passed.
Yes.
Right?
yes.
I love my teachers. I'm a product of the Caribbean. I sat in a classroom in the Caribbean. I grew up in the Caribbean. So we need our teachers, but we also need them to embrace AI. So one of the things I recommend, I put it here is when you use AI, say to the students, I use AI to draft this. And then be honest with them and say, but I edited it because it got this wrong. Start to talk to them about it so they understand, oh, my teacher using it too. There's nothing to hide. And be transparent with them. I recommend that, right? So that you give them a lesson. So again,
Yes.
teachers aren't going anywhere. I think if you are smart, AI will give you back your evenings, your mornings, your lunchtime.
And you have more time now to actually meet your students one-on-one,
Yes.
find out what exactly
Exactly is
is the problem with
yes.
them.
And go, yes.
Right, so that we can
Again,
help every
back
child.
to what the gentleman asked. The task, the work changes.
Yes.
Right? Where you spend your time changes.
Changes. That I think that may be the sentence.
And this is why I'm telling people,
Yeah.
if we have people sitting down drafting letters and stuff, you can eliminate that work and have them using their brain to do the important work. And that's
Yes.
across government and every segment.
Not just education.
I don't need you
across.
formatting a letter now. I don't need you sitting down trying to draft it. I need you to put in a good prompt, get it out, push it out, and I need you spending the time doing the things that AI needs your brain, the strategy. Figure out how we get this
Yes.
island where it needs to go.
And yeah, what mitigations we need?
Yeah.
What do we need to put in place?
What do we need to
make
put into
sure,
place?
Yeah.
Yes.
That we get where we need to go.
All this stuff, all this airport, all these projects, jam it in here. If they ask me, I'll say, look, let's get going.
Yeah.
Let's pay for Claude, get an enterprise level, put in the plans in it, see where it went wrong, see what other islands are doing, and have Claude put up a plan on how we fix it.
Yep.
Yes.
And we can edit. It's not
You
whatever
saw it.
comes out.
It's not whatever comes out.
Yeah,
I
you
taught
look
you
at
guys how
it,
to go in the
exact,
canvas and
go
edit
in
your
and
stuff.
edit.
Yes. So that's what I would tell. That's what I would tell the teachers. You're not being replaced. You're just working smarter, not harder.
That's right.
Yes.
I like that.
It's your endless assistant that does not get tired. It's always awake and always ready, and it doesn't have any feelings. Can I recommend a book for them as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm an avid reader, so I just wanted to recommend a book. You've probably heard of it, The Alchemist.
Spell.
Alchemist by Paulo
Oh, okay.
Coelho.
Yes.
It's an amazing book. And it's not about AI. I'm not going to sit down here and recommend an AI book. It's actually a book that's about, it talks about the courage to pursue something new, even when everybody around you said it's risky. And I think that pretty much is where Montserrat is right now with AI.
Yeah.
So The Alchemist is a profound book. I've read it a few times. I recommend that you, if you're a reader like me, you can do audiobooks and everything else. I recommend that you listen to it. Read it. It's a fantastic book.
Okay.
I
What
know.
time do you have?
We have 5 minutes left.
You have 5 minutes.
Yay!
Okay. So let's go
So
to
much
this
fun.
question. Yeah. Let us now look at where Montserrat goes from here. Your
Yes.
opinion.
So as it pertains to schools, I think that Montserrat, as you know, we talked about this, needs to provide a policy. And my understanding, just from talking to the UA, is that DITES is working on some type of ethical framework
Yes.
that they will adopt to roll it out. So I think first it's a policy for the government that needs to happen. But when it comes to schools, I think the school itself needs a policy in terms of what's acceptable. And there needs to obviously be an adoption of a single tool across the government, which would probably be ChatGPT, so that people are not using their personal emails, right? And it'll give the government the ability to monitor what's happening in AI, obviously, and track the data, the usage, and everything else. So I think the first thing we start with the ethical framework and actually a policy. Now, if you dumb that down into schools, I think what needs to happen from a school perspective is just clear guidelines so teachers and students and parents know how to use it safely. So in other words, stuff like, hey, we permit you to use ChatGPT. You name the tool, and this is what you're allowed to do, and this is what you're not allowed to do. And also, whenever you use it, you need to say, I use ChatGPT. Normalize it where they put it on the paper and said, I did use ChatGPT. And they're young and say, for how much? Well, for 30% of my work. Force it out to them.
Yes.
For 50%. I did use it for all of my work. Start to make them think through what they're saying. And then you can call them out and say, this seems like 100%. I'm not sure. You're telling the truth.
Okay.
You understand? But I think making it, instead of letting it just kind of slide, making it kind of an official, like, you can use it for homework if you use it to teach. And only use ChatGPT, and let them know as well, we are teachers are using it, and we're going to double check how and if you're using it. I think if you put it out there, it'll set some good guardrails for them. So I think a policy needs to be had after ethics.
Okay, go back a little to your suggestion. I know this is your suggestion. We
Yes.
haven't, right? So when you say we get ChatGPT as a government tool, would our data, because you mentioned safety, would our data be local or would it still be international?
So from a government perspective, the governments that are using it, ChatGPT will put you guys separately, and they'll self-contain your data.
Okay,
It's
so
a
that's the
different
safest
scenario.
way.
Yeah, the government Montserrat call. I like it was something I was hoping we were going on that road. They said DICE is doing it. I was happy to help, but it's something when you call them, there's a different kind of enterprise account and government on top of it, and it costs a bit extra, but they treat it very separately. Because they're governments that are running on AI, as you know, and their data is not accessible in every training model. So everything there is track and use. DICE would have to monitor it, do the admin for it, and they would even track if people are using it for nefarious reasons and stuff. It's a different ball game. Kind of like when you have Microsoft. Right? Microsoft comes from the government. You guys have it. You only do certain things in there. They can access any file on any OneDrive. They can see anything you're doing. That's the reality of it. And your emails as well.
Okay.
So it kind of self-contains it within the government. The government has control. If you leave the government, they cut you off.
Okay.
You don't travel with your data. You're done. That AI account is done. Yes. So it's similar to what you...
And it sounds as if that data would be available to the next person.
Yes. So you
So
can,
because
depending on
it's
what the deal that
contained.
you cut, you can actually have OpenAI, which is who owns ChatGPT, create a GBT for the government of Montserrat. It was something I had spoken to them about initially. I said, let's do it, and that ChatGPT will be just for the government of Montserrat, West Indies, and they can use it and it becomes an insane, amazing knowledge database that supersedes a single human.
Okay, I know that we can use it, like you said, you write your reports, you write letters, etc. You analyze your data, you learn from it. But what about the fact that we are trying to do an EMIS for education? I'm back to education now. The EMIS is the Education Management Information System.
Yes. So you can use AI to, I don't know what the details of it is, but you can use AI as your knowledge database.
Okay.
And once it's your knowledge database, then obviously anybody who comes in, you can say, AI, train them on what we have here. Here's what they're going to do. AI will train them for you. It will collect the data, compare the data, enhance the data. Like, you can advance very quickly if you fill it with the right data. And it'll be self-contained just for the ministry or just for education. Yes.
Okay.
Again, the sky's the limit.
Yes. An hour.
Yes, I know. Time flies. And I want to say one more thing
before you
because
go.
it's a good, it's a good Chinese proverb. I think I got it from my Asian side. Montserrat is always talking about, I hear a lot of people say since I've been here, Montserrat is behind, 30 years, etc. There's a good Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So I think when it comes to AI, we're still in the beginning. Yes, it's been around for a few years.
Yes.
The time is now.
Now for months, right?
Don't sit down and listen to this. Go
Don't
back in
wait
your
another
bed.
20 years.
Wait another 10, 20 years and say you didn't know when we got robots and drones flying around the place. No, you did know. You sat down and you listened to this. Let's get moving.
And so the reason for that too is that we don't want to be just the users. Once
Correct.
we get persons to properly
Builders.
embrace, now we
Yes.
can start producing.
Yes.
So at least that's a dream.
You see, Trinidad went forward and they created a ministry of AI immediately. Yes, they realize
They're
what's
not waiting.
happening. They're not waiting because they realize that, man, we can accelerate on a global scale.
Any call to action for
Yes.
parents, teachers, and we're gonna wrap up right after this.
Yes, so I'm going to reiterate again. Open your phone, download ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
It's free. You can sign up with your email, preferably your Gmail account if you have one. I think you can do Hotmail as well,
Yes, you
whatever
can
you
do
have.
Hotmail,
You can do
yes.
Hotmail. Whatever you are going to go to Google to do and ask, do it in ChatGPT instead and just watch the results. It's just that simple. Anything you're going Google, check this, Google, check that. Google, go in there and say, what's the weather tomorrow? What should I wear?
Okay.
What are the hours? Is it going to be hot this summer? What hurricanes are supposed to come and hit us? Right? All these basic questions. You ask it. Your car is falling apart. Take a picture of the car and say, what parts do I need and why am I hearing this noise? Use it. My throat is hurting. I have a cough and my eyes are itching. I'm in Montserrat, West Indies. Help me. You can, the sky's the limit. You can Google it. If you're going to Google it, use ChatGPT instead and you'll begin to learn it. So I recommend everybody do that tonight.
Well, Miss Miko York, we had a wonderful
This was a lot of fun.
educational 1 hour.
Yes,
on
it passed by
AI.
fast though.
And you're coming not next week, but the following week.
Yes,
Is that
Miss
still
Rambo,
happening?
bro.
Okay,
I'll be
and
back. I
then-
don't know the topic yet, but I'll be back.
And then we'll give them a little break and go to something else. But we definitely need our listening audience to be AI fed.
Yes.
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 And I think we've given them enough to think about tonight.
I hope
We
so.
agree about the safety mechanisms.
Yes.
We
Be
agree
careful.
that we should not use it wrongly and make sure the prompts are accurate.
I don't know about wrong. Don't use it brainlessly.
Brainless is the word. Okay, thank you
Yes.
for the phrase.
Don't use it. Don't use it like you're
Yes.
swiping your credit card. You're not
Yes.
thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
But everything you should do with some measure of rational
Discretion.
thinking
Yes.
and reasoning.
Critical
right?
thinking.
Critical thinking.
Yes. Don't upload your bank statements and all them
Yes,
craziness.
don't do that.
That's right.
Yeah. And so, listening audience, we thank you very much for your calls tonight. Special thank you to Lorna,
Yeah,
Sipiki,
Sipiki.
and the manager of Radio Montserrat. And for you listening and viewing us on Spirit of Montserrat, we thank you, Nico, for coming.
Thank
And
you.
we'll see you when you're here next time. And this is a good night from us. Enjoy.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having
Bye.
me. Bye, Montserrat. Have a good
Bye.
night.